Hey everyone, so at the start of 2024, we were all hyped for this new heavyweight, Robelis Despaigne, who got super hyped over, having a crazy wingspan. I think he broke the record for longest wingspan, which, he broke a record before even being in the UFC. Taekwondo, I think silver medalist is what it was, 6'7", giant dude from Spain. Crazy, and he was undefeated. He only had 4 fights by the time he made it into the UFC, but there was already a lot of hype for him, and I think he combined fight time, he wasn't even at a minute, so it was easy to say there was a lot of hype for him. A lot of people were like, this guy's going to be top 15 in no time, he's going to be top 10. Some people were saying he was going to be champion, and I'm not going to act like I wasn't hyped for him. I thought it would be kind of easy for him to get into the top 10 at least, because the heavyweight division is just a bunch of fat guys until you get to like maybe top 8, and even then you got like Sergey Spivak. So I thought saying top 10 was reasonable in my opinion, because getting to the top 15 in the heavyweight division just requires you to work out. It's that simple, and have cardio. If you have cardio, you can make it, because we think of heavyweight for having all these crazy like knockouts and stuff. Honestly, it's kind of it feels like every time I see like a heavyweight matchup, especially unranked, it's a decision. So a lot of hype, and then he beat Josh Parisian in like 30 seconds, so KO'd him. Brutal. Decent win to have, especially in a debut. So everyone was kind of hyped. And then he fought Waldo Cortez Acosta, who I picked Robelis Despaigne to win this one as well, because Waldo Cortez Acosta is pretty overrated. He couldn't finish Andrei Arlovski and did not look good in it. And, everybody was like, he's going to KO him, because at the time, other than Andrei Arlovski, every win by Waldo Cortez Acosta was against someone with a losing record, and a lot of them aren't in the UFC anymore. So, it was kind of reasonable to think that. What we didn't account on was, obviously we knew he was a striker with very little ground experience. We didn't think he would have zero, ground game, especially not even ground game, takedown defense. Dude can't stuff a takedown. He got held down, outstruck at certain moments because he became timid because, he can't defend a takedown. So if he throws a strike, he's going to take it down. So he ended up losing a decision there. Really embarrassing. But, there's still a little bit of hope. It's like, well, Waldo Cortez Acosta might be better than we thought. That was kind of like the highballing we were hoping for. And we said, you know what, we're being a little harsh. Give him some time. He kind of realizes now that he needs to work on his takedown defense because he has none. And we're like, you know what, we're going to give you a little bit of a layup. Like, not a crazy layup. But on paper, it looked like a pretty good fight against Austin Lane. I think he was like 12-5 at the time, maybe 11-5. Not the best fighter, but at least a name that some people would recognize that he could beat. Then he lost a decision against Austin Lane. Got held down again. Not as bad, but Austin Lane also didn't really need to grapple as much. Not to discredit Waldo Cortez Acosta, even though I want to. He just instantly Robelis Despaigne was so fearful that he stopped throwing as much. And whenever he did get taken down, basically he just Austin Lane could do whatever he wanted. And then recently, I don't remember when this got announced. It might have been last week. I might be a little late on this. Robelis Despaigne has been cut from the UFC with a 1-2 record, which at first hearing that, I was a little shocked because we've kept other fighters with worse records. Usually I expect maybe they go 1-3 before they get cut. 1-2, there's still chance, but I'm not going to be pissed about it, because I don't care, but I'm also we keep other fighters who go 1-3, 1-4, fighters who go on 8-fight losing streaks, like Sam Alvey we kept. Tony Ferguson, I get Tony Ferguson's a legend, but really? And I'm heavyweight division is so thin, keeping everybody you can in there and hoping just hoping that whoever comes into the division that's actually good can just beat those guys is really the best thing you can do. And he's only 5-2, which, isn't a great record, but we had that one flyweight. I forgot where he was in from, but his MMA record was 4-4 or 4-5 when he got cut. His MMA record, not just his UFC record, his MMA record. They kept him. I remember there's been fighters who have that. You go women's MMA, it can be crazy. They can be like 11-10, be in the top 15. It's just insane. So cutting him, even though people are like, yeah, he can't stuff a takedown, I'm like, yeah, but we also have like Michael Chiesa who can't throw a strike. Like, I'm not trying to say that they're on the same level in terms of skill level or anything, but I'm just saying like, cutting someone based on that isn't necessarily like the fairest thing, considering like other fighters get cut, and UFC's cutting a lot of fighters. Like, they cut Mateus Nicolau recently, which like the fight division is so thin right now. You cannot be cutting people. And also, he lost 2 in a row against people in top 15, and he was on a win streak. I think it was like a 4 or 5 win streak before that. So cutting him didn't make sense. We're just cutting a lot of people. I don't know what's going on with the UFC. Maybe they need to meet like a quota for like bonuses or something. I don't know. But for the most part, just really disappointed because, we kind of thought we'd have some fresh like talent in the UFC. Like, he was an older dude, obviously, but it doesn't really mean anything in the heavyweight division. Even, once again, the skill level, I thought, he has good striking, which he does. He's got KO power. I thought, that would be enough to get him to the top 15. Top 15, I probably should have thought. Maybe top 10 was too much, I guess. But, like, Jesus Christ, that is probably the biggest, like, letdown. One of the biggest letdowns in modern UFC. Because it's not like, oh, he got somewhere. Like, Kevin Lee's a big disappointment because he had a lot of hype of it there. He got into the top 10. He fought for the interim title. Now he just won an MMA fight that most people didn't even know he had. That's disappointing, but at least he got to a certain level where, he at least has something he can look back on. Like, I fought for an interim title. I fought Prime Tony Ferguson. I beat Michael Chiesa at lightweight. I beat Gregor Gillespie, head kick, really good KO. I beat these guys. I fought legends like RDA. You can at least say that. Other than, obviously, the Olympic silver medal is a nice thing, but I'm just talking purely like MMA and UFC. He got nothing in there. He got hyped like more than any fighter I've ever seen, at least in recent times, and there was no success other than beating Josh Parisian, which is not that big of a success in hindsight. So, big disappointment. I really don't know what he does. I don't know if he continues MMA because just take him down at that point. If you can like get him down before he can land a punch on you, you're most likely going to be fine. And if you can show him that you can take him down, that KO power goes away and that striking intensity is just cut in half. So that's my recommendation. If anyone fights him outside the UFC, a good name value to get from that. Easy win at that point. But that's going to be it from me. Bye.